feel like it's been a long while since I've said this, but get ready with me because tonight I'm going to the Uniqlo event. Now, I am actually very excited because you know me, I'm a fashion girly. I also love an event. However, I have to say, this is probably the ugliest I've felt in my entire life. So, do I know what I'm going to wear? Yes, I actually do know what I'm going to wear. I'm going to wear my new Tala 365 lounge two-piece because that just makes me feel chef's kiss when I put it on. But I've got this big massive spot scarf to cover up, and I've also got this big massive spot scarf to cover up because I've had 2 doozies this month, which is not usual for me, but hey-ho. I'm also filming this at a horizontal angle because my phone needs to be charged before I go. Of course, I've got no storage space in my phone either. I'm just using my Biomat balancing face mist, which I actually do love, right? But I don't actually know what it does for my skin. Like, I love the spraying it on and doing all that. Makes me feel like a cool girl. Makes me feel like I've got my life together. But do I know what it's doing for my skin? No. The weather in Glasgow is also giving autumnal. It's been wet and blistery all morning, but the rain seems to be off, so I'm kind of hoping that that's it until at least until we get to the event, because obviously I'm going for the train, which means I need to get to the train station, so I would like to not get soaked between here and the train station and between the train station and the event. Now, I'm actually so glad I did my bedroom reset because I'm very much enjoying this new filming set up station. If you haven't seen my videos from the last 2 days, I've spent the last 2 days literally rejigging my room around, and I've been for a dressing table from over here to over here because it was given dumping ground. Like, it was just being used as a dumping ground and not a dressing table. So it feels really nice to have my dressing table back. And I don't know, I feel like fresh energy, new filming setup, quite enjoying this little that I've got going on. So yeah, my bedroom has had a glow up, and thankfully next week I'm also going for a glow up. I've got my nail appointment, and then I'm getting my hair cut by a professional this time, because if you didn't see my video a couple of weeks ago, I actually cut my own hair last time because I just had the urge to cut it all off. But we need to see a professional this time, so that's what I'm going to do. I'll get my hair done next week, so hopefully I feel less ugly after that. Obviously, I'm just going in with my Vive Skin Nova Complexion Balm, the best foundation that I've ever used. I'm actually on my second tube of it because I love it that much. I love the way that it smells. It's the smell that gets me every time. And also, just look how gorgeous that's been applied. I did have to go for a lighter shade this time because I'm not as tan as the last time I bought it, which is sad times, but what a perfect shade match. We love Vive round here. It's going to be a full face of Vive, just FYI. And now I'm just going to go in with this little NARS concealer. I've honestly had this for longer than I care to admit, but it's a better shade match for covering that little red mark I've got on my face. The spots were really spotting this month. I don't know what was going on. It's not really like me to get spots, but here we are. Of course, I forgot to put my contact lenses in. Thank God I figured that out before I started to put my concealer on. Obviously, I'm just using Vive concealer, although I do find this one a little bit thick for me now that I've started to get wrinkles under my eyes. So I have to put it onto my hand, and then I have to really blend it out on the back of my hand with a brush before I actually apply it to my under eye. And even then, it still gets stuck in my little wrinkles. You can't see them on camera, but trust me, they're there. Also, how sad is it that Jecca Black is closing down a business? I actually love this brow gel so much. Obviously, it's the Molly May recommended one, but she's a doozy. Like, she's a good brow gel, but sad times that they're going out of business. I seen somebody else's TikTok about it the other day, and I think like her business partners died or something like that, so even sadder in terms of the story as well. I'm just going to keep it very neutral on the eyes because, as I said earlier, I'm wearing chocolate brown. Should maybe looked at my brushes before I started doing this. Obviously, I'm using a Vive eye wand. I actually love the Vive eye wands. They're just great, and I love using sand. Like, see the difference? Obviously, my eyelids looking dark here. Back to neutral. Sand is just like a perfect match for my skin tone, so I always like to use that as my base shade. Now I'm just going to go in with the shade Hazelnut for my wee darker colour. I remember the days when eyeshadow used to take me like a good half an hour. With these wands, literally 5-10 minutes. I love a Vivi wand. They're so good. I've been seeing her doing potentially cool shade tones, which isn't really something I would normally go for, however I would give it a try. And then I just like to run it under my lid as well. I mean, it's given basic, however it's not a fancy event tonight. This is probably the most boring get ready with me you've watched if you've actually made it this far in ages, because I don't really have much to talk about other than the event that I'm going to tonight. So as I said, it's the Uniqlo event, so they're opening their new store in Glasgow, and this is like the preview of the store, which is exciting. So I'm excited for that. I love an event, you know me, love to get out and about, love to see some clothes, so I'm excited for that. Okay, eyes are on. I had to go in with just a wee coal liner and smudge it with a liner brush because I don't have any liquid liner left, so that's what we're doing, which I actually quite like because it's given a subtle vibe. And now I'm just going in with my Benefit Brow pencil, precisely my brow pencil, to fill in the big gaps. It's amazing what a little bit of makeup can do for the ugliness that you feel when you're feeling really ugly. Like a bit of concealer, bit of complexion balm, a little something on the eyes and a bit of brows, and I feel back to my normal self again. Obviously I'm being basic AF with a blush and going for my Vive Rosa, because do I actually put anything else on my cheeks at this point? No, I don't. I don't often wear bronzer anymore, but I forget until I put it on how good it actually is, especially for my big fat double chin. I'm a fan. Nice. I actually really enjoy the MAC Studio Fix Plus, but I do want to try the Charlotte Tilbury and also the Vive, because I'm nothing if I'm not a Vive stan. And then last but not least, I'm going in with my Vive mascara. It's not the Icons one, it's just the original one, because I've got 4 mascaras on the go right now, so I really don't need to have another one on the go. So once this runs out, I'm going to try the Icons, because I actually don't wear makeup every day, so I don't like to have too many open products at the one time. But I do love this mascara, so I'm excited to try the other one. No, it's actually laughable how little Rosa I've got left. I must immediately go and buy Rosa. I think I need a new Pesca as well. Yeah, she's also on the dregs. They two are my favourite. Anyway, that is the finished look. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching the most boring get ready with me you'll probably ever watch in your life.